next rabbit that we're going to show you here. She's an old girl. And she's a little bit, well, hard to handle. Try to carry her around and what have you, and she will try to kick and claw. She just won't have none of it. Are you showing her now?
Yeah.
Okay. This, I'm sure I got the right one. This is Rosie. She is out of Basel Borden, Rabbitry, or out of Basel Borden line. The deal that I made with, I'm not telling you because it's anybody's business. I'm just telling you because I don't care if you know. But she's getting up in here. She's about 3.5 years old. She won't have a lot of litters left, if any. We had some cooler weather these last couple of weeks. You know, we've had some tropical fronts coming through. And, anyway, it was cooler. The weather was cooler, and so we had her. We were trying to breed a few of our rabbits, and we've got a few of them bred. I believe Rosie is not bred. Okay? And the reason I believe this is because unless it was done when my head was turned, and it can happen sometimes, she was never receptive to the buck. She never lifted her tail and accepted it. So, that being said, we're just not gonna, we're gonna try again, but now we've got back up to where we're getting heat indexes and what have you again, so, I'm not gonna try to breed them. Now, one thing that you got to keep in mind when you're breeding your rabbits is, sure, the heat, it affects your bucks. So you have to, when it's hot, even if you breed your rabbits, there's a chance that your bucks could go heat sterile and you're not going to end up with any pregnancies. Anyway, Rosie's about 3.5 years old. She may or may not have another litter. Naturally, we'll keep y'all posted. Because if she does have a litter, I definitely want to try to keep another doe or two out of her. That would be my primary goal. If she had, you know, a nice doe or two. If she doesn't, well, just to let you know, a lot of people will do this. But these old breeders, these rabbits that have spent their life, you know, producing meat for a family or producing show rabbits for a family and what have you. Just to put it bluntly, I'm not the kind of person I could just easily, you know, we go through and we feed them every day. We doctor them to the best of our ability when they need it. We talk to them every day. We pet them and love on them every day. Call them by name. When their days are through, we do eat rabbit, but I'm not the kind of person that can just knock a rabbit in the head after I've spent years watching it raise its family after family after family. So what will happen with Rosie is when we verified that she is for sure through, chances are she will be gifted to a local family and we'll be very particular about where she goes, but a local family that wants to keep her as a pet for the rest of her life. You know, it has to be understood that she never be bred, and chances are she wouldn't be able to anyway. I mean, we're going to try to, because if she can have another litter or two, we're going to try to let her have those. If she can't, well, that's okay. That's okay. She's been a good doe. It doesn't mean she's worthless. She's still got a lot of love to give. Doe rabbits, usually around 3.5 to 4 years old, is when they finish up their breeding time in their life. But they could live to be 7, 8, 9 years old. It doesn't mean that they don't have a lot of love left to give. Okay? And Rosie, being a little bit skittish, I believe that she, with a little taming, I believe she would just make, look at her push up against me. I believe she would make somebody a nice pet. Oh, and I know this isn't important for the purpose of the video, but Dana, I'm just letting you know we need a mani-pedi on this young lady. Okay, trade with me. Oh. Just for anybody who's never seen these, a lot of people will, I've noticed on like Facebook sites and what have you, and we post a lot of our rabbits there too. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it.
Pretty girl.
Okay, but a lot of these rabbits that people are advertising as New Zealand rabbits, they only weigh 6 or 7 pounds, full grown. Okay, well, let's just say the American Rabbit Breeders Association says that doesn't even classify as a New Zealand, and you couldn't register it or anything as a New Zealand. So why would you call it a New Zealand? Minimum weight, I'm pretty sure New Zealands have to, junior New Zealands, they have to weigh at least 6 pounds before you can even enter them into a show. I mean, you can enter them, but they'll just DQ them. So, you know, this young lady right here, she's pushing 10 pounds. All right. In their prime, a doe, ideal weight is somewhere around 11. Bucks, their ideal weight is somewhere around 10 pounds. Okay. So, that being said, remember, come on, come on, work with me, sweetie. Here. Now, one thing I did find out about Mustang Sally, what is that? She got a spot of color on her shoulder. Mm-hmm. Isn't that something?
It looks like black.
You know what I bet that is?
What?
I bet you that's, the other night I had tattooed those rabbits and had some ink on my fingers, and I'll bet you that's where I handled her and pushed that little bit of ink that had dried on my hands, because it was so humid and what have you. I bet I got a little bit of ink on her, because there's no way this rabbit has a black or a dark spot like that. No way. I did find through an unfortunate circumstance that Mustang Sally is a biter if you aren't careful. I was trying to pose her on this same table inside, and I was sitting down in a chair because that's why I made this so low. I made it to where I could do this at a chair. But she raised up, and there's no mark. She didn't bring blood, but she sure hurt me. Right up in this area right here, she bit me pretty hard. Like I said, it was through my shirt. So it didn't break the skin, it didn't bring blood, but I'm going to tell you it hurt. She just let me know that she didn't like all that pushing and prodding I was doing, but we'd only had her a day or two. She still doesn't like to be. Come on, sweetie, back up. There you go.
But she ain't never been shown, so.
Here, grunting and grumbling. Now, I'm going to give y'all an exclusive, okay? Mustang Sally, I think there's a possibility that she's pregnant, okay? And while I have tried once, I wasn't able to confirm that pregnancy. So while I've got you guys here on camera, I'm just gonna practice. I'm just gonna practice what I told you the other day. These ladies are so big that I have to raise them up off the thing a little bit where I can get my hand under there. But easy, sweetie. No, stay here. Stay here. Stay here. She will. Here. Oh, I hate to scruff her. Come on. Yeah, right there. That's what we need. Right there. Hang on. Yep.
Yes.
There's one right there. Oh, praise the Lord. Hey, Mustang Sally. Hey, baby girl. All right. And that means that she was bred on the 7th of August. Uh-oh. She was bred on the 7th of August. So I guess the week after we come home from the rabbit show, thank goodness Mustang Sally wasn't going anyway. Some people might do it if we know that a doe is pregnant, or there's a chance that she could be pregnant. We won't take one to the show. They don't need that stress. They got enough stress with all these babies growing inside them, and then they're going to have a rough six to 8 weeks of trying to keep enough milk produced for the little hungry rascals. So they don't need that. Showing's supposed to be a hobby, folks. I mean, sure. We go to the show, I guarantee you, you're gonna see some tickled fat people if we win. But it's a hobby. You know, if we're gonna go home crying every time we don't win, I guarantee you I'd just soon stay at home, because that ain't no fun. We meet people, we see a bunch of rabbits that we've never seen before, and you know, if we win, hey, that's just icing on the cake. But we care too much. I mean, there's a lot of our trolls are gonna say that that's not true, and I don't care. But we care too much about our rabbits to be trying to take one to a show just to try to get a win, when their well-meaning or their well-being is not. That's first and foremost in my mind, is their well-being.
You gonna let them know who she's bred to?
She is bred to Witter, which a lot of people will say that's not the best way of doing things, but Witter is her son. That's considered line breeding and is acceptable within certain limits. Okay. Now, after that point, it could be a deal where we would try to get a buck. If we were to save those from her for breeding, it could get to the point where we would save a buck as well from a different litter, or probably even better would be try to find another buck from possibly the same line, but not quite so closely related. But actually, Saw Guy, believe it or not, Saw Guy, he's a beautiful red buck, but he'll throw, I was told, he'll throw white babies with a white doe.
Well, obviously.
Obviously, because, well, but I'm saying, obviously Witter, but that doe, that whole entire litter, I don't know if the entire litter was white.
Right.
I don't know if, when you breed Saw Guy with her, for instance, I don't know if all the litter would be white, or if there would be a couple of light red ones in there.
Right.
I don't know. We may find out someday, though, because I certainly, looking at Witter, I certainly like the kits that Saw Guy throws. And Mustang Sally is definitely no slouch. You know, Basel Borden, like I said, I don't know a lot about them, but I know they're nationally known breeders that win, and win on a national level consistently. And that's saying something, as many New Zealand rabbits as there are in the nation. Here you go, Dana, you can do your thing with her.
I'm gonna put her in the cage for right now so I can pet her.
Okay. Now, last, but certainly not least, and in fact, in my opinion, we saved the best for last. This little guy, this little buck, he's a beautiful little red, and I really think he's going to grow up to give Saw Guy a run for his money.
Okay, I'm on him now.
Okay, let's get him set up here. Come on, Romeo. This is Romeo. Romeo is the son of, I know that looks like white hairs, but it's not. It's just a little plug that had come loose. Romeo is the son of Chughole Sorrel, who, yep, you guessed it, he lives at Grace Hollow Rabbitry. You know, one reason that PJ is able to breed such nice rabbits, you know, he's a little shallow in the hind quarter, but I think he's only he's just a tad over 5 months old, so he's still got some maturing to do. He's just a junior. He is, let me think here. Haven't had him on the scales in a week or two, but when we got him, he was, which was on, we brought him home on August the 6th, and I put him on the scales, and he weighed 7 pounds.
Oh,
One of the white ladies are trying to make an escape from the carrier over here in the, they don't want to be in there. They want to go back to their cage, and they will shortly. Yeah, that's not going to work. Oh, I should turn the camera around. You might find this amusing. Dana set something on top of the cage. About the time she turned around, that rabbit knocked it right back off. She don't understand the little old bitty plastic flower pot ain't going to hold a 10-pound rabbit in the cage. They want to get out. All right, Romeo. Now, Romeo, one thing that I have against Romeo, like I said, he's a little shallow, looks like here in the hindquarters. He's got decent shoulders for a red. Not perfect by any means, but he's got, for a red, you know, reds, that's one of the weak points in the red line, and I'm hearing that from everybody. But the good news is there are a lot of breeders that are making nice improvements in that. Romeo's a little lazy sometimes when it comes to his ear carriage. Now the good news is it's not bad enough to be a DQ. We are, you know, just going by what I see here, you know, he's blowing a little hair, but, you know, he's still pretty nice. We might try to take him to the show. You know, he's blowing a little hair, but he's not blowing clumps. Here, come on. You're hiding your tail under there. I've got a bad habit. When I go to pose a rabbit, I put my hand over the tail and I push that. No, come here. Did I scare you?
I think the truck scared him.
I've got a bad habit of getting my hand over that tail and pushing the tail up and under their butt. And when you pose that tail, you're supposed to be showing the tail. Okay? Okay, and I'm not an expert at this, but the way I understand it, when you pose there comes the school bus, my buddy Austin. When you're posing a rabbit like this, or just, I guess in most breeds, that's one of the similarities is, you want the toes right under the front of the hip here. You want the eyes right above the front of the paw. Anyway, okay, I'm just going to leave his tail under there. Heck with it. But, just set him up there, tuck. See, he's nice. See, he's getting a little lazy in his ear carriage. Okay, now it has been hot, so. Now the good news is, the standard says that as long as it doesn't fall below horizontal, like a lop-eared rabbit, he's not DQ'd for that. The ears are only worth 5 points. So, and the judges will fault him if he carries it at horizontal. Okay, so like that. And he's carrying it above that. So I think you'll be okay, but even if they have to fault him, ears, the total point allowance for ears is like 5 points. I'm not gonna lose sleep over that. I think there's a lot more here to work with that we don't have to worry about his ear carriage. But Romeo is I told you he's the son of Chughole Sorrel, and he is also the son of Cherry Valley. Cherry Valley lives in Wisconsin now, is my understanding. I believe that's called Fisher Rabbitry. And I'm sure she is producing some nice showable kits there. But before she left and went to Wisconsin, she produced this beautiful specimen right here. And we are just so happy to have him. This is really the guy that enticed me to make the 5-hour drive. One way, not round trip. The 5-hour drive to northwest Arkansas from here to visit. We had wanted to visit Grace Hollow anyway and see all the bunnies and what have you, and visit with PJ and her family, but yeah. But this guy was pretty much the last straw. When I saw him, I had to have him. Actually, I can't lie to you. She had 3 nice bucks when I got over there. She had 3 nice bucks. And I picked the one I liked the best. And and I brought one home to Northeast Arkansas for another family. And the way I understand it, PJ is going to show the third one.
And actually, they live in Southeast Missouri. They live in
Say where they live. I said I brought it home.
Oh.
Brought the rabbit here to Northeast Arkansas. They came here to get it. That's Romeo. We hope to have good things come from him. I am really excited to see his and Sangria's first litter. But Sangria is ending up. She's ending up. Well, she's getting it from her daddy. I know she is, but she's ending up a bit lighter than I like for a red. But with the exception of Marble, who's a doe, Romeo has the best color of any red of any of the reds in our Rabbitry here. So naturally, he'll be our go-to guy definitely when we want to. You know, Sawguy's got the type, but when we want to add a little darker color, Romeo will definitely be our go-to guy. But I'll do like I have done in the past. Probably, if this video is over, say, 15 or 20 minutes long, I'll probably break it up into multiple parts and what have you, because I don't know about you guys, but I just don't like to, you know, well, one thing is my body won't let me, but I don't like to sit still too long in one spot and watch video much longer than that. So anyway, we'll just leave it at that. And we look forward to bringing you some video from the rabbit show here. I think it's coming up a week from Saturday. We are going to be in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. I think that's the Music City Rabbit Breeders Association. They're having a double open and double youth. They do have, I don't know, 4 or 5 specialty breed shows there, but nothing that we raise. So I think they are standard Rex, and I don't remember. Anyway, nothing that we raise. So anyway, we might see you guys there. If you see us, if you're going to be there and you see us there, don't be shy. Walk up and say hi. We'd love to meet you folks, you know, for sure, you know. And that's one of the reasons we enjoy breeding rabbits, is we get to meet other people who are interested in breeding rabbits. hillbillyhomesteading.com. The site's under construction, but we already have some of our rabbits on there, our breeders and what have you. You can look at that. Like I said, some of it's not complete, so bear with me, but we'd love to have y'all take a look at that. You know, you can also find us on Facebook. We'd love to have y'all join our, it's not a group, it's just a fan page, but we'd love to have y'all like that page. That is facebook.com /hillbilly homesteading, and you'll find our page. We'd love to have you, you know, to like that page, and you're welcome to comment, post pictures of your rabbits, or actually anything homestead related. It doesn't have, our homestead is kind of a little partial towards the rabbits because that's our true passion. I mean, this is just where it's at. I mean, we have other things here, but the rabbits are just, yeah. Anyway, we'd love to have you join that. We're on Twitter too, but you'll have to, I don't have that link right offhand. I mean, I don't know if you guys do Twitter though. I think I've got it. I think I've got my Twitter. I think it's on the About page on my YouTube channel if you guys want to join me on Twitter. I don't know what that link is right off the top of my head, because I think I tried to put in Hillbilly Homesteading and I don't think it let me put all of it in there. And I don't know how many letters of it I got. So best thing to do is go to the home page of our YouTube channel and under the About tab, and it should be there where you can follow us on Twitter. But okay, we're going to cut the video off. Romeo and all the bunnies say, well, we'll catch you later. Y'all have a great day.